Here's John.
Yes, lovely to be back, and thank you indeed for all of your texts, and big hello to, of course, to Karen, who is manning all the phones and the texts and everything. Hi, Karen. Now, just following on from David Jennings' interview there, which will be one of many, because we're creating, as I said, a segment on our programming here that will deal with entrepreneurs, innovators. Donny O'Connor, my very good friend, will be doing that up in this direction here as well. Chambers of Commerce, men and women that want to get started in business or ideas, or what are the problems that they are facing, and we're going to air them here, because not only do we have a national audience, a local audience, but we have a worldwide listenership as well. Now let's go to Tony McCarthy in Cork as well. Tony, a very good evening to you.
Evening, Ted. How are you?
Not too bad at all, and good to be with you. Tony, you have a brand name, literally, of being a very successful networker online. How did this all start for you?
By accident, really.
By accident. Good.
I was like a lot of people in this country in the construction business since I got out of school.
Right.
And ironically, I had a show and I closed it down because I got a large contract abroad. And while waiting for that, I went on course with a number of guys in Dublin about the internet, and afterwards went over and lived with these guys literally in their basement for a couple of months to learn what they knew about how to use the internet, how to network on the internet, and how to use social media.
Now, for a person like me about social media, and I'm only learning and that type of thing, it's mind-boggling. So really, you should be going to a person like yourself that has the know-how, knows what the principles of operations are, know the pitfalls, and know the good points as well. So that really should be a principle of operation.
It should, but it's not as difficult as people make out, because ironically, I think the Irish are very skilled at social media, because we like to chat. Social media fundamentally is just chat. If I come into a bar, if you're sitting at the bar and I come up and we start opening a conversation, we'll engage in a natural conversation. Whereas most guys come into social media and they're saying, buy my stuff, and they get deleted. And the other thing is, social media works for some business and doesn't work for business. It's like all forms of advertising. There's very good advertising for some businesses and there's bad forms. So social media isn't that difficult, but they are a set of rules. They are a set of rules that if you just follow it. And fundamentally, it's engage people in a conversation, get a tribe to follow you, have a topic that people are interested in seeing, and have a topic that people are interested in engaging with. And they can get traction.
Now, when you have a product or a service to actually sell, that when you set up and you start your marketing campaign, the world is your audience, your potential customer, when you think of it, because if you have a product that is marketed professionally and it's placed in the hands of somebody with know-how, that's very, very important, because that is the survival kit, as it were, of your business.
It is, but it also comes down to testing. For example, the current business that we're running is a business called Mobile Media Placement, where we're trying to fix the advertising model of mobile. Because it fundamentally doesn't work.
Yes.
So, social media, some social media works very well for us, like Twitter and LinkedIn work very well for us. But Facebook doesn't work for us. So there's horses for courses. Our website works very, very well as the enforcement document. We do drive traffic to the website. And we do get people to go to the website, and we get people normally to go to the website after we've introduced ourselves.
And that's, you see, where the groundwork is, the introduction of the person who has the business, the man or the woman or the group of people, the actual history of the product, what it can do. All of that is so very, very important, because one essence of operation is you have to create a trust, a confidence from the person there at the other end of the line, literally, to say, well, there is Tony McCarthy, he's a very good product, can I trust him? So it's always about that.
It is, but trust gets built in an interesting way in this day and age, because one of the major questions I get asked with people on social media is, how does it work, right? And why does it work? Well, if I say to you, Ryan Tuberty on the Late Late Show, for example, you have an opinion whether he's good, bad, or indifferent,
yes.
right? you know who he is. No, I don't. You might know Ryan Tubridy because you're in the industry, but I know who Ryan Tubridy is, but he has no idea who. And that's kind of what social media is. You can broadcast a message and create relationships with people, and these people don't necessarily have a relationship back with you, and that's kind of one of the strengths of social media. It's one-sided event that as long as you're telling them stuff that they want to know and stuff that they want to hear, they're staying engaged with you.
Right, I totally agree. Well, I know that you will be a constant, regular contributor to our programmes as well in the business section, which we're looking forward to, and I can't wait to actually really get started on this. For the moment, if people want some advice from you online, they can get in touch with you directly, can't they?
They can, of course, and they can get me through mobilemediaplacement.com is the easiest thing to go to the moment. My email is tone@mobilemediaplacement.com.
Lovely. Well, listen, we wish you the very best. Yeah, just the email again, just call that out again, will you please, Tony?
Tony, Tony, at mobile, MOBILE, media, MEDIA, placement, PLATEMENT.com.
Lovely. Good man yourself. Well, keep up the good work, and we'll be talking to Dave Jennings and yourselves. I know that you're organising a number of the contributors over the next couple of days, weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, to come on board and talk to us about what it's all about. This is just to give a confidence as well to people out there who may have an idea to maybe come off the dole queue, who may need the help and the inspiration and the know-how to do it. And as I said before, we are rightly placed here to do it.
Before you go, there was a very large computer conference in the City Hall in Cork, and a very interesting statistic came out which fascinated me, which I didn't prefer going there, is there's 5,000 vacant coding jobs in Ireland at the moment. 5,000. And there's 250,000 coding jobs available worldwide at the moment.
No,
they cannot be filled.
Can you explain what coding jobs are?
Okay, so for example, in our business, we create games as vehicles to use for advertising for brands. So we need somebody to actually code the game. So you have two aspects to it. You have the guys who write the code to make it work, and you have graphic people that make the characters and background. So the code side of it is the part that there's a huge demand worldwide for websites, for web coding, for all different jobs. Silicon Valley are crying out for people. Average salary, they said, on the day was $75,000 to $150,000. And the one thing, I saw a guy called Michael Porter, who was a professor in Harvard many, many years ago before the Tiger, and he said one thing about Ireland, which I agree with, we're ideally suited between Europe and the States because we understand the States. And you can work coding in your own house, in your own back garden, in your attic, and make $28, $15 an hour doing coding. And I've said this before, we've said it, the Enterprise Board. I'm talking to 2 schools down here in Glanmire at the moment to try and get coding in. The Coder Dojo guys are doing a fantastic job of helping kids get into coding. And it's just, all of the guys, ex-construction, the quantity surveyors, the engineers, the architects, the pilots, all the guys, any guy who's good mathematically can do this.
So therefore, a layman like myself could even do it? Absolutely,
because the beauty about coding is you can't be taught it, but you can learn. If you go out and learn it, there's huge resources. And one of the things I learned with the internet is, like, I have my office literally in my back garden.
Yes.
I have people that work for me in Ireland, I have people that work for me in Poland, I have people that work for me in the Philippines. And we all meet on Google Hangouts. We don't have one office or one big location anymore. We can actually spread the work out. And so, I can come to work at whatever time, finish every time if I'm going. And that's the beauty of it, the freedom it can give people as well. So it's one of the things I'll be pushing with you.
I think it's fantastic, Tony, and I'm delighted now we made that connection with you. And thanks again to David Jennings for all of his inspiration. That's an area now that we must explore with you in our next programme, Tony, that area alone. So maybe you can start getting material there together to help people about the resources, about learning how it's done. And, people can start operating this from their own home.
Absolutely.
There we are.
Once you have it come to your own business.
Well, Tony, you can teach us all.
No problem at all.
Thank you, Tony. We'll talk to you in a few days. Take care of yourself.
Thanks
Lovely talking to you. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.